Hello, my fellow life inquisitors. Namaste. In this episode, I wanted to talk about presence. So, my interpretation of presence is that it's a present. And what do I mean by that? Well, like, I was talking to my daughter yesterday, and I was telling her, like, being a human is like the coolest thing ever. And why is that? The main reason is because we can know what we are, and we can analyze it, and we can use tools, and we have a frontal lobe in our brain that makes imagination and memory very vivid. Like, I just think about this. Olympians, they imagine how they are on the field, and then their body is actually trained by that. What do I mean by that? You can actually sit here, see yourself, if you can be very detailed and see yourself doing push-ups and sit-ups, your muscles are actually reacting to that. To me, that's freaking cool. So the human, it's 400 trillion to 1 to be a human. Shout out Gary Vee, always saying that. It's just crazy. That's dope to me. So presence is a present. And sometimes I feel like it's not given enough credit. Once again, I was talking to my daughter about road rage, and like, if she feels like, I'm doing air quotes, if she feels like she failed, air quote, at something, then don't have it be a failure thing, have it be a lesson thing, because we're here right now. In the next moment, whatever just happened to us, it's not there no more. It only lives in our brain after that. It only lives in our mind. I say brain, and I use brain lightly. It's in your mind. But we say mind and brain, it kind of equals each other. Down the line, it's a different conversation. So, being present in the moment, I truly took it, and I take it to today, as if I'm being in the moment, whatever's happening inside of me is a happening that I'm deciding. So I'm going to go back to my military days when I was in Afghanistan. A lot of people used to ask me, like, how come you're always smiling out here? How are you able to do that? What's crazy is there was one guy, I can't remember his name right now, but there was a guy who smiled more than me. Like, nothing ever seemed to get this dude down, and he had like this, I can't remember what the skin thing is, where you have like scratch all the time and this bumps, but he had that, and we're in Afghanistan, and when we're at training, but he was always smiling and chippery, you know what I'm saying? And I used to look at him going like, people think I'm always doing it, look at him. But, so I'm always smiling out there, and people used to go, why are you always smiling? And my answer was like, I just know I'm going home. Like, I just know I'm not gonna, this ain't it. And once, like, nobody can decide if this is it or not. Like, a meteor can hit my house right now and I could be gone. You know what I'm saying? So, that's not what I mean. That's not what I meant by I know I'm going home. What I meant is I'm just in this moment right now. Like, Afghanistan, it was hot. It was like the beach to me in my head. Like, well, we got sun out here. My legs work. I'm breathing. And I think that's cool. Yeah, do I want to go home and see my daughter? Yes. Yes, do I want to go home and see my mom? Yes. Yeah, do I want to go home and see my life mate? Yes. So all of these things was there, but it wasn't going to serve me if I just kept thinking about it. Okay? You hear what I'm saying? So going to the understanding of power of interpretation, like, listen to how I was interpreting that. Like, what do you guys think? Being present in the moment, how often are you present in the moment? How often are you not present in the moment? How often do you actually think about it? Do you think about it, or do you not think about it? But I wanted to talk about this because I was just talking to like I said, I was talking to my daughter yesterday, and I was like, I don't want you to grow up, you know, no matter what happens in your life. So this is me talking to my daughter. No matter what happens in your life, I don't want you to grow up thinking that you need to attach yourself to these emotions that's going to happen in you. Like, stuff is going to happen. One day, somebody, even me, I could tell my daughter, hey, I don't like that you did that. But I told her, like, don't take that serious. Just take it as like a note that I was just trying to give, because for me, it's just coming from a caring place. But if it felt off and felt weird or whatever to you, then we just learn how to make it a conversation, just like this channel, right? I want to make this a conversation. I want people to comment on this and be like, oh, I get that, or nah, Blue, that's stupid. I really want that, because then it becomes a conversation for the next generation to hear. Like, this is on the internet, it's on the cloud, it's not going nowhere anymore. I just found out that I'm on Apple Podcasts too now, so check me out. But to me, after I've been talking to a lot of folks, so from the military to my acting career to what I'm doing now, which is basically coaching artists and doing like artist development, most people miss that they're actually presence in their living. They're living as presence. Most other animals, they're living and they're just living. All right? Does that make sense? Like, I like to say this, a bee is being. They're just out there being a bee. A gorilla is out there being a gorilla. A giraffe is out there being a giraffe. What I mean by that, they're not thinking about like, oh, well, how can I be the best giraffe today? That's they're in it. The human has this thing called a frontal lobe. That's what makes us dramatically different than every other animal, because that frontal lobe gave us the ability to have vivid imagination, and we're able to relive our emotions or the actions that we took previously. But what I'm saying is, use it as a tool rather than your living entity. Don't say that I'm that emotion that happened 10 years ago, 5 years ago, yesterday, even a second ago. The human has the ability to go, oh, that's what that meant to me. Let me move past that. Let me go on. Because presence. And I just think it's one of the most wonderful things that, that we are. It's not that we have, we are presence, So I wanted to talk about that today because I just think it's very important. I was talking to my daughter today about it, yesterday about it, and I just really want to know, like, when's the last time that you noticed and experienced and put awareness on your presence? Are you in the last moment, or are you in the future? I think some psychologists said this. I know some psychologists, psychologists, whatever you want to call it. But when we're depressed, it's because we're holding on something that's from the past. When we have anxiety, it's because we're holding on to something that hasn't even happened yet in the future. But when you're present, there's stillness. So I want to end it on that. Thank you for listening to this episode. Please comment and let me know what you think about it. subscribe. It'd be really awesome. I'm just starting this stuff out. I think this is episode 4. I don't want to mess up the numbers. And thank you for checking it out. Have a wonderful day. And namaste, my life inquisitors. All right, I'm gonna talk to y'all later, and thanks for checking me out.